Well, hello everybody. I'm putting a few clips together for a short update video here. I've had several requests from people to show the Liberation tulips once they got into full bloom. So this is a couple of still shots that I took of the tulips. Right now they're starting to go over. Some of them are dropping their petals, and we had a heavy rainstorm and they got knocked about a bit, so I'll just put these two photographs up. They were beautiful as usual. I don't get the enjoyment out of tulips as I do out of the daffodils. They just don't last long enough. I have some that have been up earlier and they're still in bloom, and I've got some yet to open, but they don't seem to have the staying power that the daffodils do. Well, we'll have a little look around at the things that I already seeded outside. That is my, what was it called? Deluxe assortment of lettuce. Then no sooner hit the soil and it germinated. I couldn't get over it. 3 or 4 days later it started coming up. But hopefully there'll be some lettuce. So far my free-ranging hens and guinea fowl have left it alone. Well, this is the carrots and beets. In with the carrots, as I said before, I put radish. Radish will break up through the soil and make it easier for the carrots to get up when they germinate, but radishes germinate quite a bit ahead of carrots. I was looking very closely last night, and I guess right now, I can see a few places too where there's little carrot seedlings coming up. I don't know quite what to expect. I had a lot of pelletized seed left. Napoli is the brand or the variety, but they're several years old, so I don't really know if they're going to germinate or not. And along with that, Sandra gave me a package of yellow carrots, so I put some yellow carrots in each of the rows. Off to the right, there are 3 other short rows of beets, which I'm sure you can't see. The leaves are very dark and the stems are a dark red, so they don't show up very good at this stage, but they're germinating quite nicely too. Now, these are peas, off to a good start. They're an heirloom variety, open pollinated, called Green Arrow. I got the seeds from Annapolis Seeds in Nova Scotia. Always have good luck with their seeds. That's all of the seeds that were in the little packet, but that's enough. I only plant a container to get some early peas in the spring or early summer or whatever. Once they finish, I'll snip the plants off and I'll plant beans there. Now, these 2 pots, I think they're both in the frame. The one closest to me has got poppy seeds planted in. That was a free packet from Annapolis Seeds of the red European poppy, the one that's famous for the poem In Flanders Fields, I guess. And online I purchased blue Himalayan poppy seeds, one that's supposed to be hardy for Canada. Well, seeds were too large, I think, to be a poppy seed, but they're in there anyway. So if they come up, we'll see what it is when it blooms. And above that is radish, another little patch of radish that we're in long ahead of the other ones, and I think they probably need a little boost right now. I have got blood and bone meal, both coming from Amazon. A lot of English gardeners use what they call blood and bone. I cannot find it here anywhere, but I'm going to make my own, I guess. I've bought a package of blood meal and a package of bone meal. Anything that's growing its roots can really benefit from bone meal. It promotes good growth of root crops like carrots and onions and radish, turnips, etc. And this is my bed of onions and shallots, which are looking much better. The onions are much more erect. Still some that fall over occasionally, and I prop them back up. But they've started growing more foliage, which means they're putting down some better roots and whatever. So it looks like onions will be a success, something I do not have great luck growing. I'm a subscriber to oh dear, I can't think of what it's called now. But anyway, I printed out instructions on growing onions from seed, and I'm following it, and so far it's working. Mother Earth News is what I was trying to think of. I subscribe to that, so you have a wealth of information from their website, plus a magazine every 2 months. This is why I grow more daffodils than tulips. As I said earlier, my Liberation tulips are already starting to go over. Some of them are dropping their petals, and also we had a rainstorm that knocked them around quite a bit. But daffodils, that does not happen to, and they last so much longer than tulips. I just love daffodils. It is my spring, I guess. Excuse the weeds in the flower beds or the planting beds in here. They will be thoroughly weeded and compost added before I plant anything directly in here. But this is corn, 2 dozen corn seedlings, planted in the unheated greenhouse, and that's how they've germinated. So I'm quite pleased with that. I put 2 seeds in every pot, and I think I had 100% germination, so I had to pull one out. I hope I have not made a big mistake. The ones in the foreground are zucchini squash called noce. They call it a summer squash, but I've grown it before. It's a zucchini as far as I'm concerned. And the cucumber that's growing in those pots is the Armenian yard-long cucumber. A real curiosity for me. Sandra gave me the seeds again, and I have got to see what they look like. The picture on the package shows them all twisted up, but definitely if you could straighten it out, it would be a yard long. I don't imagine I'll eat a lot of them, but there's something I really want to see grow. And the plants in behind, those were in my light garden until an hour ago. I've had to bring everything out here. I'll show you the tomatoes and peppers in a minute, but because I'm having cataract surgery on Tuesday. And after cataract surgery, you're not supposed to lift anything for, I don't know, probably a couple of weeks or more. Straining or lifting can pop the sutures out of your eyeball, I guess. So I won't be lifting anything, and I've moved everything out. Hope I haven't made a big mistake. But the things that germinated out here are doing quite well, and it doesn't get that hot in here in the daytime, so fingers crossed. And these are my tomatoes and peppers. And off to the left on the top there are some squash. I'm growing 3 kinds of squash, 2 winter squash and that zucchini one that I showed you a little while ago. They're looking knocked about because I watered them after I brought them out here. So I'll pay close attention to them for the next couple of days and see if I can get them straightened out. But fingers crossed that I don't lose anything out here. I think it would be more because of heat than cold. Our temperatures at night are staying above freezing, quite well above freezing lately. So I think if it gets too hot in here would be the problem. But just make sure they're well watered and they should be all right, I hope. Well, thank you very much. That ends this little update.